Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Let's send our salams to Imam Husain, his family and companions. Assalamu ala al-Husain wa ala Ali ibn al-Husain wa ala awlad al-Husain wa ala ashab al-Husain. Imam Husain, the grandson of Rasulullah, the savior of humanity. For him, the decision was straightforward. A man like me can never give allegiance or loyalty to a man like him, he said. Imam Husain did not want Yazid's forces and army to attack his city and risk innocent lives. So along with his wife, children, other family members, and 72 companions, Imam Husain made his way towards Kufa, seeking to gain support for his uprising whilst avoiding violence. It was on this journey that Imam Husain, his family, and companions were forced to stop by an army over 30,000 on the hot plains of a land called Karbala. Yazid's army and forces cut the supply of water for Imam Husain and everybody else who went with him, including women and children, and even the 6-month infant. In 61 AH, after 3 days of thirst and hunger, Imam Husain stood in what is known as the Battle of Karbala. During the battle, Imam Husain asked for some water for his 6-month infant, but in return, his son got martyred with a 3-ended arrow in his hand. The battle lasted for approximately 6 to 7 hours. At the end, Imam Husain and all the heroes who joined him in the battle were martyred and beheaded. Their heads were then put on spears and taken to Sham with the children and women. One night, Bibi Ruqayya dreamed of her father. In her dream, she was talking with Imam Husain. But when she woke up, she didn't find herself beside her father, but in Sham, in the wreckage. When she realized this, she started to cry and asked for the sight of her father. When Yazid heard this news, he ordered to take Imam Husain's head to her. When she saw this, she cried and cried. Her body couldn't take it anymore, the hitting and beating and sadness. So with one last look at her father's head, she closed her eyes forever. This was only a brief and little summary of what happened in Karbala. The lesson we learn from this tragedy is that we must stand for what is right, no matter what we go through. Every year, on the 10th day of Muharram, Shia Muslims show a distinctive face of Islam, one that sees spirituality and passion in rituals rather than in law and familiar practices that punctuate Muslim lives. Open spaces and narrow alleys in cities, towns, and villages take over forms. Mosques, as individually or collectively, make a show of their piety and their identity. No observer of this day, the day of Ashura, will remain unaffected by the Shia's display of fealty to their faith. None will fail to see the uniqueness of Shia Islam and the values and spirituality that define this. Muharram is the month that justice rose against injustice and truth stood against falsehood, and proved that in the course of history, truth has always triumphed over falsehood. Some quotes from Imam Husain are, "Remember me when the truth becomes alone and sad. It is better to die on your feet than live on your knees. The most merciful person is the one who forgives when he is able to take revenge. Death with dignity is better than a life of humiliation. I only desire to spread good values and prevent evil. I am the martyr of tears. No man remembers me but that he weeps. A person will not forget 2 faces in his life, one who helped him in time of need and the one who left him alone in difficult times. Should poverty and illness not exist, man will not bow down to anything. If you do not believe in any religion, then do not fear the hereafter. Then at least be free in your present life. The most generous of people is the one who forgives with no hope of return. One day the tears of my Shia will wipe away the pain of these arrows. The day of Ashura is a day of mourning and beating that is commemorated by millions and millions of Shias around the world. In conclusion, we must stand for what is right, no matter the pain or agony we face, to make the world a great and better place to be.